I got my hands on the Epomaker RT100, and I gotta say, this is one of the best pre-builts you can actually buy for about $100, but it doesn't work for me, so let's see why in the video. The Epomaker RT100 is a 97-key mechanical keyboard, and it comes with a slew of additional features and modern keyboard comforts. Bluetooth 5.0, 2.4 GHz wireless connection, south-facing LEDs, Mac and Windows compatibility, hot-swappable, and gasket mounted, meaning it has a very soft typing experience. In the box of the RT100, you do also get a cable, keycap puller, some extra switches. You're getting everything you need with this board. And you can get it with 5 different types of switches as well: Sea Salt Silent, Wisteria, Gateron Pro Yellow, Flamingo, and Bujiagar, and also in 6 different unique colors altogether. Retro, which is what you see here, green, gray, pink, and purple, which is what I'd call more of a lavender. Now, I went with the Wisteria switches, pre-lubed, and 39 grams of force. They are also the lightest switches I've ever used. But I can't compliment enough of what Epomaker has done here for their switches. They sound and feel amazing. I'll get a sound test at the end so you can see just how they perform in the real world, but just know they are very light to type on, buttery smooth, and sound like $1,000,000. Here's a quick reminder just for the middle of the video. I designed this desk mat. Yes, I took my Lucky Strike lightning bolt theme and turned it into a design of my own. So I made my own simple, kind of nice aesthetic desk mat to fit my setup. Grays, whites, blacks with some texture in there and some shadows just to kind of fit the whole theme. I've got several links in the description where you can download the design and get it printed for a decent price. And I really like the way it came out. So if you want me to do more of these kind of things, let me know. Maybe give me some ideas. But back to the keyboard. In addition to all the connection features, it also has a full-fledged RGB lighting setup, which you can set up and customize and kind of to the extent in the Epomaker software, along with the multimedia knob, which all looks cool and does the exact same thing any knob does on a keyboard. So it's nothing new, just different style overall. It does kind of look like it sticks out like a sore thumb, the knob does, because it looks completely different from the rest of the keyboard, but we'll get into that. With the keycaps though, you're getting a much higher profile. These are MDA, and they're much taller than your standard cherry profile or even OEM. And personally, this was close to the deal breaker for me. And these are slightly lower than SA, and SA are already so tall. And unfortunately, I just hate them. They're just way too high up for someone like me. I've been using them with a wrist rest and it just does not feel right, especially for gaming. I'm not sure what makes keyboard manufacturers hesitant to ship their keyboards with really good keycaps like Cherry Profile, but at least they have this amazing retro thought in mind when it came to this design, and it looks really nice. To me, it's like a control center type of keyboard rather than retro, but I digress. Besides the profile and retro design, which are tasteful, I'll admit, the keycaps are made with really good quality PBT, which is ideal for any keyboard enthusiast, but I personally just can't get over the height of these. I mean, take a look at this. This is super tall, right? That's pretty dang tall for a keyboard. So it just didn't really sit right with me. So we've looked at the options available: switches, knob, keycaps. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh yes, the screen. This tiny little screen on the keyboard that kind of makes it stand out from the rest. The biggest appeal this keyboard has, that when you see on Amazon, is this tiny screen that people tend to look at and go, oh, that's pretty nifty, right? And don't get me wrong, it is pretty cool. There are some things with it though, the software that controls it, the way it kind of sticks out and it's kind of a little bulky. For example, here you can see it's not that sleek overall. It kind of sits at the back of it. It's not very securely on there. While the screen does provide some cool stats for your PC and the ability to upload custom GIFs along with downloading them from a marketplace, well, in my opinion, I would have loved to see some additional options. Maybe let the GIF take up the entire screen, or change what stats I'm seeing, perhaps shrink the size down. It's pretty bulky, to be honest. So while the screen provides a neat feature and something to let it stand out, it's not entirely the reason you should buy this keyboard, as the appeal will wear off pretty fast. Not to mention you have to scroll through each page to find the GIF you want, with no way to search for any topics or keywords, and it can take 5 to 10 minutes to upload a new image, which could be a pain if you're just trying a bunch out and you want to just test the different options available. So why should you buy this keyboard? I've said a lot of bad things, some personal opinions, but why should you buy this? Well, it types great. Finding an 1800 layout like this with a numpad and the arrow keys, all the important keys you need, is very rare for this price point, and actually being a good full experience with no mods needed, no nothing, just out of the box how it is. There's no need to lube the stabilizers, take it apart, lube the switches, everything's already pre-done for you. At the very least, you might need to buy some new keycaps if the MDA profile doesn't quite suit your needs, but the entire package as a whole sounds supreme over much other options out there. Epomaker has really taken strides improving their keyboards, especially with their switches, and I have a few Epomaker switches I've actually tested out, and they really do quite a bit of testing with them because they're pre-lubed, they sound good, and they fit kind of any keyboard you need. The gasket is also very decent flex. It makes it a very soft and quiet typing experience with a good just kind of feel overall, and it makes this kind of good, pillow that you're gonna type on. Not as good as something like a Zoom 65, but pretty good overall. So if you press down here, you'll see that the whole board kind of presses in. It's very little in this one, but it's still noticeable when you type to where it feels better. I'm recommending the RT100 for the right reasons. The typing feel, the switches included, the quality of it overall, and the gasket being decent enough for the price, but not amazing, just, a good feel and providing some value there. But not for the wrong reasons. The knob is kind of bulky and out of place, which doesn't really look that nice with this retro theme. The screen is sort of pointless. Personally, I would take it apart and mod it. It's actually pretty cool if you were to do that, but it's kind of just a little bulky accessory. You do have the option of covering that up as well, so don't worry about that. It just didn't really fit my preferences really. So if you want to check out the RT100 by Epomaker, I'll drop all the links in the description down below. Again, I recommend it to a point. Get it for the typing experience, get it for these awesome switches, and the board just overall, but don't get it just because of the screen, please.